So I was about to go out and left a Wegmans where I stop every now and then for lunch. Had a very late lunch and saw that my wife and daughter are about 2 miles down the road shopping for dresses or something from my daughter. She has an upcoming mock trial they're doing as part of homeschool classes with some other group. So they play the part of lawyers having to either prosecute or defend whatever side of a topic they're assigned to prosecute or defend. And she wanted something a little more formal and that gets judged by third-party judges about who won the trial. So I thought I might, they don't know I'm nearby, and I'm going to see if I can find where they are using the Find My Devices on the iPhone. So I've got Apple Maps in my ear telling me where to turn. So that's what I'm going to go do. I bet I missed the chance to trigger this light. Oh, okay. I see where they always on the look for a bargain. As you guys know, sometimes these motorcycles don't always trigger the lights, but it's legal for us to run them after like 2 cycles. Of course, who's counting? That's always a bit dangerous, because you have to have a clear path, and this is not so clear, but I'm probably going to have to make a go for it when that side goes or something. Uh-oh, is this me? There we go. Where are they? What are you guys using for earplugs? So I bought a very cheap thing of foam inserts. The only annoying thing is that every now and then I can tell as soon as I pull off it didn't sit correctly in my ear. And it's not doing its job 100%. It doesn't do it all the time. It doesn't do it most of the time. Just every now and then. And right now is one of those times that I can hear a little more sound out of the right ear than I'd like to be hearing. This exhaust is actually not quiet, especially when I get going faster. I'm considering whether to spend some money to buy something a little better. I do get concerned about losing anything. If I lose these, it's no big deal. I'm sure I've probably lost some of them just falling out of my pocket or something. I mean, it probably came in it's a little plastic jug of like 100 of them or something, and I just throw a bunch in my bags. I can't remember. I've made a lot of videos that never saw the light of day because of this dumb GoPro issue. And just an update on that. I did a factory reset all the way back on this GoPro. I did not replace the media mod, even though they said they would take it and replace it again, because I didn't think it was the media mod. And it's been about a week and a half to 2 weeks or whatever of me making videos. I don't know every day, but a lot of videos, a lot of different days, a lot of stops. And it hasn't repeated the behavior that had been dogging me, where it didn't recognize the microphone on the media mod. Now, I did have an SD card issue for the first time. That I hadn't had that issue. And I did buy another SD card, a new one. I think I commented on that. But so far, the thing is working. Now, I've been running it mostly off the Enduro battery, but every now and then, and right now is one of these, is I didn't feel like swapping out the Enduro battery. So I just left the battery in, which was at about 20% when I pulled out. And I plugged in my Anchor external battery. And it seems like, you know, I had a theory that maybe the external battery was causing an issue. But so far, so good. They do a haunted forest here during Halloween. I've never been to it. It's funny to see the cows all the way over here. I've never seen them over here when I've driven by before. Well, I guess that's true. They got this big fence there. Interesting. When it gets warmer, I'm going to remove these soft lowers. Do you guys keep yours on all year long? And if so, do you? Like, I don't know, I can't remember what version A was like without the, but obviously I think it must help. That's why I've left them on. I didn't want the cold air. It also is supposed to help with rain, which of course would mean leave them on all year. I've got them for my Super Chief, and I only do them during the winter. I may have mentioned that I had ordered a dark visor for this modular helmet, and I ended up changing my mind and sent it back. I'm wearing that helmet right now, and I had been using just the clear, and then when the sun popped up, I was able to put the visor, the dark part, down. It's not 100% like where I'd like it, but, like, you know, it is useful, and it's fine for about 80% of the time. But when the sun is low, it's not as great. But the reason I changed my mind was, you know, if I know I'm going to be out during the day only, I'll probably wear my full face helmet. But for a longer trip, and one where I think I might be out at night, I think I'm just going to stick with this modular, rather than trying to get into switching visors while I'm out and about. Because, like, right now, there's times where I could put this back up and be fine, but then the sun pops out from the clouds or something. I want to put it back down to have the sunglasses, I'll call them, the tinted visor down. But right now, like, the sun is behind the clouds, and I can pop it back up. You know, you don't have that option with a tinted full visor. I do wish it was a little longer to block out some of this underneath, which is one of the reasons I was going to put the dark one on overall. I also find it's very hard to clean this drop down one without getting fingerprints all over it. I'm wondering if I should split up my YouTube channels to have one just focused on drone stuff and another focused on what we're doing here most of the time, which is motorcycle stuff. You know, I thought basically the vision would be that while I'm out riding the motorcycle, I see a lot of stuff I'd like to fly the drone. But so far, I stay focused on riding the motorcycle. I haven't really stopped to take too much drone footage. That may change, particularly in the warmer weather. The smell of fresh cut grass is always nice. One of the things when I had Lyme disease, before I knew I had Lyme, was my sense of smell was working significantly over the top, and I was getting nauseous and overwhelmed. I was getting overwhelmed with smells. And I've seen some of you, by the way, I'm jumping around, put electrical tape at the top, and I think I'm going to do that on this tinted visor drop down. That sun just reminded me that instead of going all the way down and using my helmet like I'm doing right now, some people say they put electrical tape across the top and they dip down. I think that's what I'm going to do. But on that Lyme disease, two smells that would just make me dry heave. I don't think I ever vomited, but was the smell of fresh cut grass and the smell of gasoline. And it was so overwhelming when I had Lyme disease. And that went away quickly when they started the treatment. But man, it was just, it was hard to describe other than just overwhelming. And if I drove by somebody cutting grass, or I had to cut my own, it was just terrible. It seemed those two for some reason. And I like the smell of both. I didn't get a problem with either one. But when I had Lyme, it was over the top. I share that, as I always do about Lyme, in case you're dealing or know anyone. Thank you for watching Ramblin' Man Moto and Drone.